A very warm welcome to all the participants of this first webinar, an initiative from Neopangeal Center for Traditional Medicine and Sri Hariyam Ayurveda together. We are the founders, Dr. Sudhir and myself, Dr. Meera Sudhir, and the 8th generation Vaidya, Dr. Ayappan Kariyar. It is a part of a Karma Yoga project, which an online MBA program which I am undergoing at Great Lakes. So it's a new approach which they've asked us to work on to enable Ayush, to empower people who work in the field of Ayush. And as we have a popular saying, Vedo Rakshati Rakshitaha. If you protect the Vedas protect you in return. It is not just the Vedas, whatever be the science. When you protect the earth protects you back. Similar is Ayurveda also. So we are very passionate Vaidyas who work for the upliftment of the Ayurvedic research practice in the community itself. So as a beginning, I've invited Dr. Annapurni. She was a junior at my college, a very bright and studious person when she was a junior at college, and then she proceeded to finish her master's in Ayurveda from Samhita and Siddhantam. A proper academician, and it so happens, and I'm lucky, and it is destiny that she happens to participate in the first webinar. She is also a philanthropic, and she has traveled along with us in our journey of Ayurveda. It's a proud moment for me because she was one unheard doctor who volunteered for the COVID telemedicine, which Sri Hariyam Ayurveda offered during COVID times, where we almost treated 3,000 patients through the course of 2 years. And Dr. Annapurni supported us in the telemedicine without collecting any money for this humanitarian work. Thank you so much, Dr. Annapurni. I take this opportunity to thank you, and may great welfare and all your dreams come true. And let us continue with today's topic. Today's topic is on the different varieties of rice. So we selected on rice as our first topic for webinar, as that is the staple diet of most of the world, right? So she'll continue with the webinar. Please continue, Dr. Annapurna.
Thank you, Dr. Meera. Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to explore some of the new information about rice. Here, rice, its variety and nutritional properties. Annam Bahupurvida. So cultivate rice in ample amount. This is one of the saying from Mahabharata. As rice is the staple food crop and it ensures nutritional security. In India, when we take India, India is the pioneer in exporter of rice. Both basmati and non-basmati rice is exported from India. About 77.5% of basmati rice is exported to Middle East, and 71% of non-basmati rice is also exported to Africa and Middle East. So why this topic rice? Because now India is the capital for diabetes. Many are nowadays trying to choose which rice to buy and which rice to adopt on everyday basis. So as a clinician, to give the advice for the food lifestyle changes, the basic is ahara. So ahara sambhavam vastu. We are all made up of food. So basically rice in everyday meal will not start. We definitely will start with rice. So let's learn more about rice. The variety of rice based on length and width. Long grain rice, medium grain rice, small grain rice. So based on the length and width, it is called as Needamana Arisi, Midamana Needam, Dadimanana Arisi in Tamil. So basmati rice, brown rice, jasmine rice, mogra rice, these all categorized under long grain rice. Whereas Sona Masuri is considered under medium grain rice. Small grain rice like Japanese sushi rice, all these come under small grain rice. Varieties based on the processing we do. Pacharisi, Pulungarisi. In our day-to-day life, we used to say Pacharisi is better or Pulungarisi is better. So raw rice here is, this is after harvest, the rice which is taken directly to the mill and it is polished out. So here the husk and the bran layer both is removed. That is called as raw rice. Whereas parboiled rice, here the rice is soaked, steamed and dried before milling. So the rice is cooked along with the husk. So that is parboiled rice. So the nutritional value of parboiled rice, the pulgarisi, is relatively higher when compared to pacharisi. So for rice polishing, they use friction as one of the method, and some instrument machines they'll use. Other than that, they use xylanase and cellulase enzymes regularly. Based on the season, the rice is also categorized. The long-term cultivated rice, medium-term cultivated rice, short-term cultivated rice. Samba arisi is considered as a long-term. Kuruvai means it's short-term. Taladi arisi is a medium-term cultivated rice. So this is how in Tamil Nadu they will categorize the rice. Even in Ayurveda, they mention Shali is the variety which is cultivated during winter, that is November to December season. Shashtika is the rice cultivated in the summer season. Vrihi is the rice cultivated in the autumn season. So knowing more about the rice, first let us learn about the structure of rice. The structure of a rice grain, the outermost structure which has to be removed is the rice husk, umin solvom. Next is the rice bran layer, which is brown in color, and this is the pericarp or aleurone layer. White rice, the white layer is the endocarp layer, which is fully starched. And there is an embryonic layer, which is rice germ, which accounts to 2%. So totally a rice grain is made up of these three layers. So in the layer பத்தி எதுக்கு நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டோம்னா whether how it is named as brown rice or white rice. The rice in which both the husk and the bran is removed is white rice. Only the husk umi மாத்திரம் நம்ம வந்து remove பண்ணிட்டா that is called as a brown rice. It is the whole grain. The brown rice is nothing but the whole grain. So only in this aleurone or the pericarp layer, it is high rich in nutritional contents like vitamins, fiber, and minerals. These are all stored only in the bran layer. Whereas in the white rice, as we are removing the bran layer, it is fully of starchy rice. So let's go into the details. What is white rice and brown rice? White rice is bright, shiny in appearance. Whereas the white rice, when we intake it on a regular basis, it generates a higher glycemic response. Whereas brown rice has lower glycemic response. It is why white rice is polished to give a higher shelf life, whereas brown rice or the rice which is unpolished has lower shelf life. In the bran layer, there is vitamins. It is rich in vitamins in Patholia. So it is rich in vitamin B1. Whereas white rice there is a vitamin B1 is very low. Brown rice, it is very high. Food fortification or fortification of minerals and vitamins is done in white rice. Whereas it's not at all necessary in a brown rice because it itself is a whole grain. Dietary fiber content is lower in white rice, whereas fiber content is enriched in brown rice. But when we take as a satiety point of view, white rice is more preferred, whereas brown rice has, because of its flavor, it won't give that much of satiety. Mineral content and the antioxidant content in the white rice is low, whereas brown rice contribute high minerals like magnesium, phosphorus, selenium, manganese. These are all higher in brown rice. And it is very good. It is good for antioxidant and the anti-inflammatory properties. So glycemic index. The glycemic index, what is glycemic index? It is the carbohydrate level. It is that is called as glycemic of any food is considered as the glycemic index. How fast the blood glucose level is increased after the intake, that is considered as the glycemic index. So when we take the white rice, the glycemic index is from 68 to 80, whereas for brown rice, it ranges from 50, almost 50 to 55. So these are the variety of rice with its glycemic index. Black rice is 35 to 45. Wild rice is 35 to 40. Basmati rice, which is brown, has 50. Red rice 45 to 50. Behani rice 55. Converted rice is 38 to 45. Bamboo rice is 35 to 40. Karpu kavani is 42. Sona Masuri 51 to 69. Dungra rice has 30. So white rice, generally நம்ம ரைஸ்ன்னு சொன்னா நம்ம in our lunch நம்ம பார்க்கிறது white rice தான். It is non-pigmented, but it is adopted. After the independence, it is most adopted It is a polished rice. This is the rice which is widely available all over. It is easy to cook and easy for digestion. But when we go into the scientific thing about the white rice has a higher glycemic index. Even a bowl of white rice gives the glucose, it will increase the glucose equal to a can of a sweetened drink. It has such a higher glycemic index. Kaikuttal arasi, hand pounded rice, which is not polished rice. This is one variety of rice, Kaikuttal arasi, which we were using in our grandparents were all using this Kaikuttal arasi. So it is high in fiber content, feeling satiety for a longer duration. It has a low glycemic index. It lowers the blood cholesterol. It is cardioprotective. It is rich in vitamin B, iron, magnesium, and zinc. Next comes Ziraga Samba. So I have categorized it first white rice, then brown rice. So let's see the white variety, that is Ziraga Samba. Ziraga Samba is the variety of the rice which is sweet in taste and sweet in flavor. This is very good for digestion. Even Ramalinga Adigalar, he used to suggest this Ziraga Samba arisi as in his meal, and he used to advise his disciples to follow this Ziraga Samba arisi in their day-to-day meals. As it is easy to digest, it is good for ulcer and acidity, and it regulates blood circulation. Now we are going to the brown rice, pigmented rice. The pigmentation is because of the phenolic content of the rice. So phenols like flavonoids, lycopene, and anthocyanins are rich, and it is seen in the outer pericarp or aleron layer of the rice. That is why this is considered as the pigmented rice. The phenolic content in milligram per 100 gram rice, which contributes to antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Kartiyanam Samba is having 166 milligram per 100 gram rice. Kuriyadichan Samba has 120 milligram per 100 gram rice. Kaiviral Samba has 62. Karupu Kavni has 90. Mapillai Samba has 47 milligram per 100 gram rice. So then we'll go into the detail of each brown rice, which is commonly used. Moongil arisi, bamboo rice, which helps in reducing the blood cholesterol level, which improves the fertility, which helps in muscle binding and rheumatic pain. It has anti-diabetic property. Kuriyadichan Samba. This is the most advised for lactating mothers and the pregnant women because it helps. It's a very good galactogog. It is high. It has high nutritional profile. It has higher antioxidants. Mani Samba arisi. This Mani Samba arisi in Teraya Noyanuga Vidhi, Siddha, in the Siddha book, it is mentioned that Nalla Neerivu Okungal, Mella Pasiyalikum Mani Samba. Mella Pasiyalikum. It will take longer duration to get digested. So it has a very low glycemic index. So it is most recommended for any diabetic patients. Mapillai Sambarasi. It is very good in diabetes and prostate cancer. It is rich in lycopene. This lycopene is used for prostatic cancer medicines. So as it is rich in lycopene, it is more recommended for prostatic cancer. That is to avoid for any male to avoid benign prostatic hypertrophy and also to avoid diabetes. This Mapillai Samba is usually advised. It has a low glycemic index, high fiber content, and it is good in zinc, iron, protein, and vitamin B1. Karuppu Kavani. It is most advised for obesity, diabetes, and cancer. It is considered as a nutritional powerhouse. It is rich in protein, iron, calcium, copper, magnesium, and fiber. Because of the anthocyanins present in it, it is getting that color. The phenolic content it is present in this rice is anthocyanins. Next, Kartiyanam arisi. So Kartiyanam, the name itself tells you this rice grows up to 7 to 8 feet height. So even it grows above the height of an elephant. That's why it is called as Kartiyanam arisi. It is very good for improving the bone density and very good laxative. So this can be recommended for any athletes and people who are very malnourished, they can go for it. Pullakar arisi. It is mostly advised for pregnant and lactating women. So along with the rice and its nutritional property, I have even given some of the recipes which could be adopted not only as a rice, as a idli, dosa, or even as a kolkattai, or any kind of recipes that could be adopted when we use this rice. In any form, we can use this brown rice according to its therapeutic effects. Karunguruvai arisi. So it improves the nutrition and health in kids. So people, especially in pediatric age group, the kids who are malnourished, who are having a protein energy malnutrition, they are all advised for this Karunguruvai arisi. So this is very good to improve the health and immunity in kids. So that was a broad perception about rice. Now, in Ayurvedic text, what is told by Acharya Charaka, Sushruta, and our Vagbhatacharya? Rice is named as Shadi in Sanskrit. Shadi is a Shukadhanya Varga. It is a Nitya Sevaniya Dravya, as we all know. And the Shali, which is 1 year old, Purana Shali is most recommended for for a daily intake.
Dr. Annapurni, can you tell us what does Nitya Sevaniya mean?
Okay. Nitya Sevaniya means the recommended food materials which has to be taken on a daily basis.
Okay.
Like kshiram, milk, ghritam, nei, this annam. These are all which is prescribed as a daily intake.
Okay.
Whereas Kire variety is not recommended as a Nitya Sevana. It should not be taken on a daily basis. Okay. It should be taken either once or twice in a week, not on a daily basis, because it will definitely affect the digestion of a person. Whereas which is recommended for Nitya Sevaniya Dravya, that can be taken on a daily basis. Yeah. So Shali in general as Madhura Rasa, Kashaya Anurasa, and Madhura Vipaka. Madhura Rasana Inipu Subai. Tuvarpu, after the Inipu, you will feel the Tuvarpu. And once it gets digested, it will be again Inipu, Madhura Vipaka.
So in English, it is sweet and astringent.
Sweet and astringent. Sweet in taste followed by astringent. Once it is digested, it again converted into sweet taste. It is unctuous, it is constipative, it is heavy, and it is cold in potency. Among the rice, red variety of rice is best recommended by Ayurveda, and because it is Tridosha Shamana and it alleviates thirst. Shashtika Shali, the Shali which is that is most recommended. So the Shali which is cold in potency, unctuous, light, sweet, and it alleviates Tridosha. Shashtika Shali is the rice harvested in summer. Vrihi is the rice harvested in autumn. It is sweet in taste, but it is sour after digestion, so it will increase the pitta. In Ayurvedic text, major 15 varieties of Shali is mentioned by Acharya Charaka. Raktashali, Mahashali, Kalamashali, Shakunahruta Shali, Murnaka Shali, Dirghashuka Shali, Gaura Shali, Panduka Shali, Langula Shali, Sugandhaka Shali, Lohavala Shali, Sariva Shali, Pramodaka Shali, Patanga Shali, Tapaniya Shali. So the most recommended Shashtika Shali, Arubadam Kurvai Arisi. So the one which is cultivated in 60 days, which is a short-term crop. So this Arubadam Kurvai Arisi is recommended because it prevents the onset of diabetes and it optimizes the digestion process. It strengthens the bone and the immune system. So among the Shashtika Shali, there are two varieties. One it is red in color, one is white in color. Ayurveda recommends the white variety of Shashtika Shali. It is more superior when compared to red variety of Arbudam Kurmai. This Navara Arasi. So Navara is, again, we know, this is very common among the Ayurvedic clinics. Navara Kiri. So Navara is generally helps to rectify any neuromuscular degeneration. It is helpful in arthritis and it prevents autoimmune disease. So Navara rice, it is most recommended as it is having a very good nutritive value among even from the pediatric age group who are having very growth retardation. They can be also they are also given navarakili. Digestion and absorption of rice. So before going to the nutritional property, let's learn how it is getting digested. Ayurveda tells the digestion and absorption of rice based on rasa, guna, virya, vipaka, and prabhava. What is rasa? That is the shad rasa, the six taste. That is sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter. Inippu, pulippu, uppu, karpu, kasappu, tuvarpu. So based on the guna, whether it is hot, cold, whether it is soft, smooth, based on that, whether it is unctuous or non-unctuous, based on that there are gunas. And rasa, this taste undergoes after digestion. It is called as vipaka, and it has its potency, whether it will increase hot in the body or it will increase the coldness in the body. That is based on it. It is called as a virya. Prabhava is a special action of any food material. So the madura, amla, lavana, that is the sweet, sour, and the salty substances, whatever we are taking, and the pungent, bitter, and the astringent, it undergoes after digestion into sweet vipaka or sour vipaka or the pungent vipaka. The sweet vipaka will increases kapha. The sour vipaka will increases pitta. Pungent vipaka will increases vata. That's how vata, pitta, kapha is getting nourished in the body from rice. But according to the modern physiology, the breaking down of carbohydrates starts from the saliva, from the mouth. The starch is first the salivary amylase. Here, the salivary amylase will break down the starch into polysaccharides. Once it reaches the stomach, there the carbohydrate digestion will not occur. But once the food reaches the small intestine, the starch digestion and breaking down of the polysaccharides to disaccharides and further to oligosaccharides occur. When the food reaches the brush border villi of the small intestine, there completely all the disaccharides and the oligosaccharides are completely broken down to monosaccharides like glucose, fructose. There, the absorption of carbohydrates, digestion and absorption of carbohydrates is getting completed in small intestine. In large intestine, the fiber and other indigestible carbohydrates are broken down by bacteria into fatty acid and gases, and the remaining fiber is excreted in the feces. So, nutritional property of rice as recommended by the Tamil Nadu Agricultural Research Institute. So white raw rice, it has water content 10.46 gram of water content, energy is 370 kilocalories, 6.8 gram of protein, 0.55 gram of total lipid, 81 gram of carbohydrate, 2.8 gram of fiber content. Whereas brown rice, when it is raw rice, it has 10.37 gram of water, 370 kilocalorie, but it has a little higher protein content of 7.94 gram of protein content, 2.92 gram lipid, 77.24 carbohydrate, but it is rich in fiber, 3.5. Even the rice flour has the of the brown rice and white rice is given.
This is for 100 grams of rice.
100 grams of rice or 100 grams of rice. Ayurveda, how this rice is considered in or medicinal practice, rice is considered as a patya. For people who are ill, we generally suggest, if a person coming with a fever, we will generally suggest manda. Manda is the supernatant liquid. That is, just take one handful of rice and add four times of water and boil it. The liquid portion is called as manda. The liquid portion along with the solid portion is called peya. Once you cook it in a semi-solid way, it is called as vilepi. Odana is the proper annam what we take. This is the 4 stages in which the rice is considered. The rice kanni to rice is considered to improve the digestion of a person. It is generally recommended after the panchakarma as a samsarjana karma to improve the digestion slowly and gradually for a person. So a person who has any kind of digestive issues or any kind of illness can adopt this way of gradual increasing of the rice content from liquid to semi-solid, then to solid. This will help them to regain their gut health. Manda, Peya, Vilepi, and Bodhana. Not only rice, even the rice washed water has many health benefits. So it has, we all know it is used for rice water is used for skin to and hair to improve the glow and to relieve sunburn and to tighten the skin pores. So once we start using rice water washing, this will help to tighten the skin. So this will delay aging and soothes acne and irritation. This helps to strong growth of hair and promotes hair growth. Not only externally, Ayurveda also recommends internal usage of this rice washed water. This rice washed water, once we first two water, we have to wash it and we should discard it. After that, pure water has to be mixed with the rice. And once it is taken, this rice washed water, we have to take it in the empty stomach. Persons who are having uncontrolled bleeding are recommended washed water in the empty stomach. Especially Pushyanaga Churnam along with the rice washed water is recommended for uncontrolled uterine bleeding. So rice, not only as a rice starchy portion, but also in various form, it helps us therapeutically. So these are the references, the articles from ICAR, articles that is Indian Council of Agricultural Research, articles from Department of Agricultural Research and Education, and educative videos of experts like Siddha Dr. Shivaraman, agriculturists Tirunammalvar and Karekal Bhaskar, Charaka Samhita, Ashtanga Hridaya, Dravya Guna Vijnana by Jayalan Shastri, and medical textbook of physiology. These are the references. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Annapurni, for this informative session. There is there are one or two points which I would like to add to Dr. Annapurni's talk. One thing is the desire of all our health seekers to add all the multicolored grains in their food, because you find it in all organic shops and it's being gifted. It is really a good habit that you start including colored grains in your food to at least, once a day or weekly, twice or thrice to add nutrition. But there are times when you cannot add these colored grains also in your food. That we have to remember. Remember, I recall a very close friend, a patient of mine, a mother who had a sick child. The child was running a high temperature and she had colored rice in the karpa yane arisi. She wanted to make some kanji, a nutritious kanji for the child, and she made this rice gruel and gave this colored grain rice gruel. This is not the time to give the colored grains to a child because it all has its covering on it, right? So it is out of love you give a good thing to a child during a wrong timing. The child just vomited it out because your Agni is very low in fever. Remember, in fever, your Agni or your digestive capacity is low, and that is not the time to introduce new foods or heavy foods or foods which have covering on it, especially rice, which are colored grains, are not ideally can be avoided unless you have a practice of consuming this and your body is so accustomed. This generation of us, we have completely forgot our digestive system has lost the capacity of digesting colored grains. So this is during a fever, it is not advisable to give to kids. But for ailing patients, it is different. But if your digestive capacity is good, then only can you include these even colored grains. Otherwise, it would not be ideal.
Yeah, that's true. When the brown colored and red colored rice is recommended only for the person having very good digestion.
Yeah.
So based on that, they should fix the quantity of the rice what they are taking.
Annapurni doctor, you have a doubt in the chat. Do you want to respond?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you see the note in the screen?
No. No, I couldn't see.
No. See the screen where I am there. We are there. Not in your screen. Right. Between half polished rice and parboiled rice, which is better? What is parboiled? I don't understand.
Parboiled rice.
Parboiled, right. Half polished and parboiled.
Half polished?
Between
Pardon?
half polished rice and parboiled rice, which is better? Is that your doubt, sir? Or is there a spelling mistake? Half polished raw rice. That's a difficult question. Ideally, you can make an idli batter, sir, when you mix both of these. See, these are all very subtle differences between rices. Okay, it's not that everything has got its benefits. Even very good polished ponni arisi has got its own benefits, as during fever or during convalescence, when you require more of carbohydrates, you can have very good ponni rice. Having ponni rice in limited quantity is also going to be nutritious. Okay. And so half polished raw rice and parboiled rice. Parboiled
Boiled
rice,
rice.
yeah,
Here the
yeah,
parboiled rice is more nutritious because here the bran is not removed when
yeah.
they are cooking it. Whereas in raw rice, they are taking immediately to the mill with, so they are removing the bran along with the husk. So compared to raw rice, this parboiled rice is good. Again, based on your agni, you have to decide which you have to adopt. Parboiled rice is relatively good because it is cooked along with the bran in it.
So
So the
continuous
minerals,
intake, yeah, continuous intake of ponni half polished raw rice is also not going to do justice. You can mix all these rices and continuously take parboiled rice, and on few days you can mix it with 3 4 days of half polished rice. Make lots of recipes out of it. It's not that one is a saint and other is not a saint. Mix all rices and have. Okay. So we just have 2 3 minutes. Thank you so much, sir. 2 3 minutes. So one thing I have wanted to add was on the color grain. You have to check your digestive capacity and take. Any other points, Annapurni, you want to share?
if you want to make even in fever, as you have told, the rice can be dry roasted and then you can make a kanji out of it. Dry
Right.
roasted to make it more lighter, whatever
Yeah,
the
here
rice.
I want to share. Yeah. See, look at the properties which the text rishis have shared regarding the properties of the rice. They tell it is constipative. Okay. On days of fever, or during basti, when the patient is introduced kanji, the patient complains of constipation. Okay, so in nature, the polished rice, and rice itself is constipative because it does not have much oil in the grain. You have the oil goes in the rice husk, which you get as rice bran oil. That's why ghee has to be added in your food, or milk has to be added in your food, or spices will have to be added, or vegetables and fruits which have fiber will have to be added. Fiber alone is not enough for removing your constipation. Enough water should be there and enough oil should be there so that your rice does not cause constipation. The rice is told to be constipative, and the guna, it is sheetam, it is cold in nature, while goduma or wheat is considered to be ushnam or heating. But it's not that everybody feels, going to a cold when you have a rice, right? But in nature, basically it is pitta haram, or reduces your inflammation, and wheat increases your probably your metabolic basal body temperature. Okay, we just have 60 seconds, 30 seconds. Thank you all for joining. I'll also be uploading this video in our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Annapurni. Best wishes. We are looking forward for more educative videos on this. Thank you so much, Lakasa sir. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you all.
Dr. Nandini and Dr. Shivani.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hear you. I didn't join earlier, but I appreciate your presentation. And rarely people talk about rice and health. So I really appreciate it. I don't know